The day before the exam is not to stress out, instead, it's the time to peacefully revise what we have already read. In this video, you're gonna see what all I did before my exam. If you don't know me, hello there, I'm Sumaira Anjum. I've passed out 10th from Oxford Public School, Guntur. Without any further delay, let's get into the video. Reading the textbook is really important, but before the exam, it is better to revise all the important points which you have marked in the textbook. Currently, I don't have any textbook because it's just a bridge course exam, and all that we need to read is the notes which we have made during all these 15 days. So, I'm just revising all the notes I've made. The aim of doing this is to get a grip over the concepts. When we have that, we can do anything. The main annoying thing about maths and physics is to remember the formulae. It sometimes becomes so difficult to remember the formula. So what I do is I create a situation when I'm reading the formula, or I explain it to myself in such a way that my brain feels easier to understand and feed it inside. For example, we have a formula of Pythagoras theorem which says in a right angle triangle, the square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of squares of other two sides. So the square of this longest side, which is like a slide, is the sum of squares of these two sides. So if we take it A, B and C, the square of this AB side is the sum of AC and BC with its squares on it. So we can say AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square. So I just explain it to myself so that it becomes easier to fit it in my brain, and I always remember them during the exam. When you're revising, make sure to keep a rough book beside you and keep writing things like formulae and keep on practicing sums, क्योंकि लिखने से you can remember things more accurately and for a longer time. So in this way, I'm just revising the theory and sums as well in physics. So enjoy the time lapse. Now it's time for maths. Many of you feel maths is very difficult, but it's easy when you have interest on it, and the thing is maths likes you, so you cannot avoid it. Maths is like king of all subjects. जहाँ भी जाओ maths होता ही होता है. So I spend more time doing maths rather than physics and chemistry. So that's what I'm doing right here. It's a subject of making mistakes and learning something new. My maths sir says that mistakes lekunda maths note should not be there. It's not that subject is difficult, it is you who feels the subject as difficult. But when you get interest in maths is really easy and you can just play with maths. Okay, बहुत maths हो गया, so enjoy the time lapse. For this exam, I also have trigonometry, for which I have already made an easy notes, which made me feel easier to revise. You can see I just completed trigonometry very quickly. Now I'm practicing some model questions which are to be expected for tomorrow's exam. This is really important before the exam because practicing the time management and practicing the way you have to do the sums before the exam day is really important. I always do this before exam, which gives me, it makes me feel easy to write the exam in the given time. I also use Google when I'm practicing maths because I get a lot of doubts when I'm practicing maths and I couldn't understand some of the sums. Google really helps me. Different websites in Google really help me in doing these sums. I've managed to complete studying the notes of all three subjects, maths, physics and chemistry, before the exam. which really helped me to score good marks in the exam. So I'm just studying here. Enjoy the time lapse. After all this studying, I pretty confidently gave my exam, and this is how the result came out. As you can see, I've scored 48 out of 60, which is not bad, but which is also not really good. After the exam, I came to know that I've made some mistakes when revising and also while writing the exam. So I'm noting them down in a book so that I don't repeat them next time. This is something I started just now. Like I've seen this in many of the inspirational and motivational videos. I found it pretty nice and something which is helpful. So I just noted them down in my diary. So that's it for today's video. I hope you all have learned something new from this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Keep watching my journey. See you all in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye.